How's it going, guys? We're back out here. Today we start, I guess, a new series or a new chapter in the car. Car's down off the dollies. Okay, I swept the garage. The car's back. Not all the way back. I could still get behind it and get stuff out of it. But it's back. It's centered enough for what I got to do. Basically, we start on some mechanical work right now. What we're going to do next is we're going to jack up the car, support it by the frame rails, and roll the front end out of it. Then I'll probably re-support it by the front cross member. I don't like to leave that much weight dangling on those torque boxes. Do a couple of things and roll it back in. The reason I'm going to roll the front end out is I have to take out all the bolts for the hangers and the shackles anyway because I have new ones. I want to do 2 additional bolts on these front hangers, which I'll explain as I go along. It's not a big deal. They're actually for safety. And clean up a bunch of things, so it's only a matter of taking out 1 5/8 bolt and the steering's off and slipping the calipers off the rotors, which is 2 pins. So at that point I might as well take it out, detail it, roll it back in. It'll just make life easier under there and around there and working there, and that'll allow me to detail the wheel wells again, which is pretty much undercoating on this car, and then roll it back in so I don't have to spend 3 or 4 hours masking everything off. That would be just ridiculous. So this is actually the easier way to go. So we're going to set up for that. These are the bolts right here. These are what are going to go in the front end. Plus I want to get new U-bolts for around the springs. They got a little like surface rust on them. So I had those bent up. I'll just run over to the guy. It's not that expensive to have them made, but this time I'll satin clear coat them. These are the bolts that'll be going in. As you can see, there's a hole in them. Zerk fitting. This blind. Lock nut. They show grade 5 on them, which I think is more than enough. This is what was in the front end when I took the front end apart. Had all the original stuff there, had Zerk fittings. This front end does not, you do not clamp on a spacer in the center, and the spring flex back and forth on a rubber bushing. This thing has bronze, I would say bronze, I don't think they're brass bushings, and they actually spin back and forth. Whoops. So they require the grease. At the time I didn't have the bolts, so I put regular shackle bolts in, which is splined here, but don't have the Zerk, and I wasn't going to drill them and compromise them, assuming it's only drilled from like here to like here, and then drilled over. So these are actually shackle bolts. So with that, I have, let's see if I have something to draw with. Let me grab a crayon and I'll explain what we're doing next and why we're doing this.